Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is a Super Conqueror, the Tier 10 British heavy tank. It's located on the south spawn of Live Oaks under the command of RNG's Toxis. In fact, actually, we've got a pair of replays from RNG's Toxis. First one is in the Super Conq, the next one's going to be in the 212A Tier 9 Soviet Spg. Now, the Super Conq came into the game, it basically replaced the previous heavy tank, which was the FV215, and well, that's back into the game through the back door by having the in the bonds area a collector's tank. The Super Conq is actually quite a decent tank with basically it's an upgrade of the Conqueror tank, and it's got spaced armour around it, plus bursting plates on the turret. Standard Conqueror type turret though. But the best thing about this tank is the gun. It's the L1A1, the 120mm gun with 400 alpha, 10 degrees of gun depression, and well, the tank's fairly slow, 34 kilometers an hour forwards, 12 in reverse, but it is very good at dealing damage to the enemy over ridge lines. First shot is a direct hit, 357 hit points, that's a low roll. Let's see what he can do. No, none of the enemy tanks survived the dip, so the enemy has been pushed back, and oh, they've got a Centurion Action 10 over there. See how he gets on with these two, because the Centurion does have good gun depression, but the 430U doesn't, and there's a standard B over that line as well. Well, the Centurion is down. It's got an M46 pattern, a Tier 9 one. Doesn't hit that one on target. Reload time is normally about 8 seconds. He's got it down to 6.85. Okay, he's getting nice damage on the Object 430. Oh! I think that hit the armour at the wrong angle, and that's why it didn't pen. That one did. Low roll again, 364, pushing forward, took a round from the pattern, and he took a round in the tracks from the Leopard. He can't see the Leopard, but hopefully his mates in the team, 49, will spot him. Okay, moving on. There's an M46, yep, got him in the top of the turret, he's gone. Now, who's next? He's looking for that Leopard 1, I think. All we can see at the moment is a standard B, and he's a one-shot. In fact, I think he's trying to retreat, and he's taken out the game by the batch at 155.58 on our team, Arty. But there's somewhere up there is a Leopard, and possibly a tank destroyer as well. They've got a Tortoise as their tank destroyer. He doesn't appear to be in the town, but the tanks that are in the town have actually managed to kill most of our teammates, and they're now headed south, whilst our force is going up towards their cap area. Their Arty's obviously running, he's in the 212A, he's going along the A row, but at the moment RNG's Toxic is just blind firing into the bushes, hoping that he gets a connection with that Leopard. Hopefully, there he is, and he has taken some damage, and there's the kill shot. Okay, RNG's decided he's going to go back, and probably better to do that using the bridge, not going down into the dip. It'd be faster that way, but no, he's decided I'm going into the dip regardless. The only risk of going over the bridge is that if somebody on the enemy Arty, or somebody takes pot shots at you underneath the train. But it's very difficult to get a shot into the target when it's moving across the bridge. In fact, the biggest danger to you is that if you try to turn around on the bridge, you might fall off it and die. That's happened to me once. Okay, well, the enemy is capping, and I think that's their EBR 90. We lost our Arty. And they've lost their Arty as well, so we don't have to worry about any SPG interference at the moment. But of course it also means we can't get any resets, and he's using the bridge this time, which is the correct thing to do. And ST2, nice shot right into the side and a high roll for 449. He's only got APCR to play with now. In fact, you notice that he's put the APCR in the first slot. He's actually reversed them. Some people do that. I sometimes put ammunition, different ammunition in the first slot if I specifically want to fire a particular type of ammo, particular tanks such as maybe a T28E with the F30 gun. I'll put the HE ammunition in the first slot. Basically, that's what I want to fire. Oh dear, he took a big hit from the ST2 for 850. And unfortunately that one hit the tracks. Now he's side scraping out around the corner, go for the lower plates, and he gets a pen, but it's a low roll for 303. And oh, he took a round for 440. I think only one of the enemy's rounds hit us, but there goes the ST2. He's out the game. The EBR is trying to pen us, but can't. And yep, that's him for 419, a high roll. Looks like the enemy tanks, the majority of them, are actually trying to fend off our guys up the other end of the map. There goes the EBR. They're trying to stop our guys from claiming the cap. Our guys aren't capping, they're actually trying to go after the enemy tanks. Okay, 430 going up the bank, the other side of the lake. Couldn't get a shot there, but he's going to have a shot there and gets the kill. Okay, IS-4's next. We've got the engine compartment. Yeah, nice. A hit for 362, but unfortunately doesn't kill him. And we've lost sight of him. Oh, there he is again. I think he was actually running away from his own cap there. Nobody's capping, but we've got a Centurion the other side of the railway line, and the Leopard on our team is actually, well, he's near the gap. So he's not really taking part in the battle at the moment. Okay, so we're one tank down on the enemy. They've got 3 heavy tanks, 1 tank destroyed, the Tortoise. Only their IS-4 is going forward towards our Centurion. The Leopard is now headed up towards the Centurion to try and help him. The problem is that now RNG is out of position. He had to come back to get a reset on the cap. He had to kill the ST2 and the EBR, otherwise they would have won the game. But now he's got a long drive to get to the enemy cap area. And oh, you know, that always seems to catch a lot of people out there. I'd hop over the bridge, don't go down the dip, it's just a complete waste. Just go straight over the bridge. And we've lost the Centurion Action 10. So all we've got left now is the Leopard. And he's saying, get back here. I think he's right actually. Both tanks need to form up together and force the enemy to come to them, use their gun depression against the enemy, and force the enemy to come back and cap, and then they can take them out bit by bit. But if they try to go to the enemy cap, they'll be approaching the enemy on the enemy's advantage. The Leopard prototype's headed this way. I think he sees the sense of what RNG was saying. Both these guys need to form together.
From that position.
Yeah, he's saying withdraw, but he actually means come back and join me.
Fall back from there.
I'm just not sure the Leopard prototype actually understands that. He's got the 105mm gun, and I'm now wondering if the reason he didn't go up and help Centurion Action 10 is he's a very inexperienced player. And here comes the enemy. Yeah, and he suddenly realised, yeah, he's out of position and he's going to get hurt. Well, there's one shot in. Hit the tracks. Next one, hit the tracks. You see the Leopard did take a round, probably from the IS-4. He's down to 72%. There's another positive hit, 330. Now I think the Leopard prototype's got the 105mm gun. So 2 guns which are fairly decent should be able to do a lot of damage to the enemy, but they need to stay hull down using their gun depression. Okay, the Emil's managed to make it down into the dip, and this is a bit of a problem for us now because he's got a 120mm gun as well, a 3-shot autoloader, and he's very difficult to kill from the front. You need to outflank an Emil and hit them in the either in the hull or on the side of the turret. Okay, the Emil 2 is engaging the Leopard. Oh dear. Well, he did warn him. He warned him all along, and now they're both facing. Well, now RNG is facing the Emil on his own, and that's going to be a difficult task. He managed to get a shot into the hull, which is a weak spot on the Emil 2. The enemy is capping. Tries to go for the hull again, but he hits the turret. You can see those ricochets off the front of the turret. Gets one into the hull, finishes him off. That's his top gun. There's still an enemy tank over there. It's the IS-4. Can he get a shot in? He's not alone. And yes, there's the tortoise. Kills the IS-4. This is good work by RNG. Go for the cupola. Yes, he's spotted his way. He knows his weak spots. He knows where to put the shell. Look at that. Right in the centre of the cupola. And another one. Low roll again, though. Well, the previous shot was actually a high roll. So, and another one in. Can he get the kill? This will be the kill shot if he gets it on target. Should be able to do it. Yep, got it. And that is a Radley Walters medal for 8 kills. But he's now got to get a reset in the next 31 seconds or he loses the game. It's only the M103 left to kill. And RNG does have 729 hit points, but he's only got 3 APCR shells left, and I'm not sure he's got the view range. He fires a blind shot at the cap. Unfortunately, he's going to have to dash across this gap, because if he tries to go along the railway line, he's not going to make it in time. He needs to get this on target to do damage, and oh no, it goes over the top! And that is the game! The guy's camped out, but he fires one last round, because you get that 5-second grace period. If you can get a kill in that time or damage, oh dear. It's a defeat, but good try by RNG. So let's have a look at the second game, and that game is in the 212A, the Tier 9 Soviet Arty. And here's the second battle in the 212A. Okay, well, the 212A Tier 9 Soviet Spg is based on the hull of the KV-222, so it's got a Tier 7 type hull, but it's also got a casement around the gun, a box, which actually means you can use vents, and he's got the choice of 2 different guns, 152mm howitzer, which is a long barrel, or the 203mm, which is what he's got here, and that's capable of doing 1050 alpha, penetrating 52mm of armour, and it's got a burst radius of just under 11 meters. Now his reload time is 30.9 seconds, 13.3 seconds, but normally it'd be around about the 35-second mark, so he's managed to reduce it with a rammer and a decent crew, and he's using premium consumables as well, which definitely helps. It makes the Arty more accurate, it means you get more shots on target, you get a better game altogether if you use premium consumables, and it's best to buy them when they're cheap, when they're half price. You just buy up masses of them, store up millions of credits, and then as soon as they're on sale you just gorge yourself on all of the premium consumables, and then you're ready to play the game. Okay, well, we lost sight of the enemy there briefly. The nearest tank we've got to them is a T-49, who's actually, well, about midway. He's sitting on that little ridge line with the bushes. So instead, RNG is Toxic has decided he's going to fire into the town instead. That's probably the better choice, because if you can't see the target on the west side of the map, then you need to aim at targets you can see, even if they happen to be in the town. Okay, at the moment, that 7032 and the Bisonte are both hiding behind the buildings, which makes it difficult to hit them. But the Carnarvon Action 10, he's sitting behind a building. Oh, and that one hit the building itself, I think. It's gone around the corner, so now he's in cover. But the 7032 is fighting off, and oh, we just lost the Progetto. The Conqueror on the enemy team got him. Now I think we've got enough tanks to deal with that 7032. Yep, the Standard B's got behind him, the T10's in front of him, and he's toast. So we're now loaded, ready to go for the Carnarvon. He's backing up. Rounds out, this should hit. A near miss. 316 hit points. Now the good thing about the 203mm is you do get plenty of ammo. In fact, actually he started off with 40 rounds of HE. He hasn't opted to have any premium rounds at all in this game. Premium rounds actually increase the burst radius from 11 meters to 12.4, and that's the radius, so obviously it's a big increase in the footprint of the shell. Oh, that was a direct hit there on the Carnarvon Action 10. Okay, there's an LT-432s on the ridge line, just next to our cap. Looks like our T-49 pulled back because he was uncertain of his support. And we're looking at a GSOR. That's the light tank, not the tank destroyer. He's in the middle of the field. Rounds out. Oh, that was close. 300 hit points of damage, and the GSOR was taken out by the Striv S1, so he picked up the stun assist. In fact, actually it was damage assist because he actually tracked him, and then the Striv S1 got one round into him, and that was enough to kill him. Okay, so he's gone right to the back of the map now because unfortunately we've lost all of our friendly tanks guarding the cap area, and that means the LT-432 could be coming this way very shortly. We really do need some help, and in fact we've got a couple of tanks down by the railway bridge, a GSOR and a Striv S1. The GSOR 1008 needs to pull back and help cover the cap. Well, that one hit the Conqueror up by the enemy cap area. Our EBR managed to spot him for us. And there he is again. You can see both Artys are hammering that Conqueror. Always taking a lot of damage, and in fact he's gone. The T10 got the kill. Our tanks are moving out the city and headed straight towards the enemy cap area. And in fact, actually, that's encouraging the enemy to go back to defend their cap, which means there's very little threat to us at the moment.
I didn't even hit them yet, and they're already panicking.
There's unusual voices on this one. Yep, that was the ISU 152K, the premium Soviet tank destroyer that was actually in the loot boxes at Christmas. Oh, we have been spotted. Now, the enemy did send one tank in this direction, and we've just lost our M53, M55, and the Standard B's trying to take us out. We're loading. Can we get a shot into this guy to stop him reloading and taking us out? His auto reloader is getting reloaded at this moment, but we really need the help of that GSOR and the Striv S1, otherwise we're going to be toast. Oh, good hit! A shotgun for 984, and the Standard B goes down to the GSOR, so thank goodness that those guys were still around, otherwise I think RNG would have been dead. So that means now there's only 6 enemies left. There's 8 on our team. Trying for shots on the enemy. The GW Tiger's just been taken out. We're going for the Jag Tiger, who's guarding their cap area next to the building. Rounds out. Long shot. Oh, lands alongside him for 367. It was a 4-second flight time from where RNG is to hit that Jag Tiger. 4 seconds in the air. Long flight. If you're actually in the battle or watching it, you see these shells arcing through the sky very, very high. And it looks like he's completed the stun assist version of SPG 15 at the moment, but he's still got, I think, other criteria to complete. He's got to be the top player on his team by experience earned. Oh, yes, he got he got a splash on the LT-432, and that's it. The game's over. All of the enemy has been killed, and it's all over. He's still alive. Thank goodness. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats for the first battle and then this one. Here's the end of battle results for the first battle, and that was in the Super Conqueror on Live Oaks. He managed to get an ace tanker in that game, a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, he got 9, a duelist and a 5 for effect out of the minor medals. Out of the epic ones, he picked up a Radley Walters medal. He killed 8 of the enemy, but he couldn't kill that 9th one, which was the M103, to win the game, unfortunately. He did get a defender for resetting the cap enough times with the ST2 and the EBR to get at least 70 defense points. He got a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and he got a top gun for getting at least 6 kills. But sadly, it was a defeat for RNG's Toxis. If we look at the team score, we can see he got 8,042 hit points of damage, very high score. In fact, nearly double the next highest scorer in the game, which was the Emil 2 with 4,106 hit points, followed by the ST2 on the enemy team with 3,802, and he claimed some of RNG's Toxis' hit points as well during that game. When it came to kills, yes, he's got the top on that one as well with 8 kills. The next highest scorer being the IS4, the Emil 2, both had 3 kills each, followed by the ST2, the Panharder EBR90, the Object 430, and only one player on his own team managed to get more than 1 kill, and that was the M48A5 pattern, the tier 10 pattern, and he got 2 as well. When it came to base XP, yeah, I'm afraid the enemy team won on this one. Emil 2 managed to get 1,036 base XP, and then it was the IS4 with 884, but RNG's Toxis was very close behind with 880, so only 4 base experience points in it on that one, so not too far away. Only 3rd on base XP, but he got the top on the other 2. He fired 40 rounds, got 30 direct hits and 22 penetrations. So I think most of the shots that missed were the ones he was firing blind into the bushes, trying to get the Leopard 1 at a long range. And he got 2 splash damage as well. Damage of 8,042 hit points, of which 1,986 were at more than 300 meters. Received 8 hits from the enemy, 4 of which penetrated for non-penetrations, and 1,060 hit points of damage blocked by armor. He damaged 10 of the enemy, killed 8 and did 87 hit points of damage assistance, and he got 100 defense points, actually resetting the cap enough times to do it. 62,284 credits, 34,045 from personal missions payout, I think that's holiday ops, 4,470 from achievements, that's the award for getting an epic or battle hero medal in a losing or drawn game. His total came to 134,176 credits, but he fired an awful lot of APCR in that game, and that cost him in credits, so I'm afraid he actually ended up with a loss of 82,667 credits for the game. In fact, I'm not sure, but I think he actually only fired APCR in that entire game. 880 XP, 507 for the Achievements Award, took away 2,081. So it was a sad loss, because if he got that shot on target, or if he'd actually aimed it a little lower, he might have damaged the M103, and that might have been enough to reset the cap and give him a chance to get in there and do some damage and kill the guy. But sadly it wasn't to be in the end, and he didn't have a lot of ammo left anyway. So a lot's on the first game, but let's have a look at the second one. Well, that was a win, and he managed to get an ace tanker in that game as well for the 212A. He also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, he got 11, and he got a Confederate medal for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team in that one. And if we look at the team score, we can see that he didn't get the highest damage in the game, or did he? No, he did get the highest damage. What am I saying? Yes, he's right at the top. 3,670 hit points of damage. He also, the next high scorer was the Striv S1 with 3,593, and following that it was the T10 with 2,431. When it came to kills though, he didn't get the top there. That was the 704 got 4 kills, the Striv got 4 kills, and there was 2 kills for the EPR on his own team, the GW Tiger on the enemy team, the Conqueror, and their Standard B. I'm afraid RNG got no kills at all in that game, but then he did do a lot of stunning and splash damage on the enemy. When it came to base XP, he's right at the top on that one, and that was the criteria he needed to complete SPG 15, because he'd already completed it regarding the damage assist. So by doing this, he actually completed SPG 15 at that point. I don't know which one it was that he completed, but he certainly did complete it, because that was the other one he needed. I'm not sure if he completed it by honours though. 1085 for the EBR, and 1032 for the Shiv S1, 1021 for the T10. Those are the only guys who managed to get over 1000, and you can see there's a big gap there to the 704. So these were the ones who were doing most of the work in the game. He fired 10 shots in the game, got 3 direct hits, 1 penetration, 8 splash, damage of 3,670 hit points, of which 2,686 were at more than 300 meters. The close one was that shot on the Standard B, which was a successful shotgun, hit the guy, stripped away most of his hit points, but didn't kill him. And thank goodness that GSOR was there to actually administer the coup de grace and kill the Standard B, because otherwise it would have been RNG as Toxis dying next. 1 hit received, it was a penetration, that was the Standard B. 8 enemy vehicles were damaged, none were killed, 418 hit points of damage assistance, and 2,741 hit points of stun assist off 9 stuns, and that helped him complete SPG 15. 42,813 credits for the game, 19,266 from battle payments, 26,330 credits from holiday ops, total 109,816 credits altogether, and after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, he still took away a profit of 58,014 credits. He earned 1,162 XP, 872 from personal reserves, 10,458 from holiday ops, and took away 13,073 experience points altogether. So a very good battle in terms of credits and experience earned, and a nice little win for this video. So if you enjoyed both of those replays, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a comment down below because it feeds the algorithms, and thank you for watching.